What's up, you guys? Claak here, out with another video, and today I'm going to talk about how to deal with a RMD and RMP, which is Rogue Mage Druid and Rogue Mage Priest, how to deal with them as a Resto Druid. Let's go ahead and get into it. Now, for this game, we are facing RMD, and we're around 2200 MMR, so not that high, but not that low, and this is going to be good enough to give you an idea of what you should be looking out for and what you should do with like your trinket, what talents you should be running. And speaking of talents, these talents that you see right here that I am running, Revitalize, Focus Growth, and Cyclone, these are not good talents you want to be running. At the time, I was talking to my stream, so I wasn't really focused. But the talents you are going to want to run is, instead of Cyclone, you can run Overgrowth. And as you can see, I am playing with a Warlock, so my main goal is not to go out there and get Cyclones and try to prevent them from getting setups and stuff like that. Why would I do that when I have a Warlock on my team? Why would I put myself in a disgusting, bad position for them to swap me or to be able to get CC on me when I have a Warlock? So that's the kind of idea that you want to have as a Resto Druid. So again, you can run Revitalize, Focus Growth, and Overgrowth. You wouldn't want to run a Nourish against this because you wouldn't be able to get a hard cast off. At least you shouldn't. Like, the idea here that you want to do is honestly not cast as much as possible, because if you do, it gives you a chance to get locked out by that mage. And if you get locked out by the mage, you could die within that one go of the lockout of the mage. So it's very scary. And for talents, I like to run Scenario Warning and Cultivation against this. I don't see the point of running Prosperity and Soul Forest. Yeah, you get 2 Swiftmens, which, you know, can do a decent amount of healing, but the problem is the mage can Klepto all those big Soul Forest hots off, and it kind of renders it useless a little bit. So the only thing you really get out of running this build, if you run Prosperity Soul Forest, is the double Swiftmed proc, which again, I prefer to have Cenarian Ward and Cultivation. One Cenarian Ward when the mage Kleptos, you cannot take Cenarian Ward away, cannot be dispelled. It's like a permanent thing, so it helps us a lot. In Cultivation, it automatically procs and gives us another hot, so it increases our amount of heals that we do because of our mastery. So when you're running Overgrowth, Overgrowth is probably one of the most crucial talents into facing a Rogue Mage Druid, just because of Klepto from the mage. You want to save Overgrowth for Klepto. So once he Kleptos, boom, you can Overgrowth, put all your hots back on, be able to go back bear form and make it so they're not able to get poly onto you. Probably one of the biggest things. And another tip here is to also save Trinket for when they use Blind and Vendetta. If they do Blind and Vendetta, you Trinket, boom, instantly. If they just Blind and they don't Vendetta, you sit the Blind. That's a little forewarning. So you're going to see them at the very start of this game. You're going to see them blind me. They're going to try to bait me to Trinket. If I Trinket, they could go a full kidney go into me with Vendetta, and I could possibly die within the opener and not be able to do anything. You kind of have to save that Trinket for the Vendetta / blind setup. You really do. A big mistake that a lot of people do is instantly Trinket blind. I used to do that a lot of time actually as well, but you know, we're all learning. That's why I make these videos. These videos help me, and you know, you start to learn little stuff that helps out tremendously. Again, like back then, I used to just Trinket blind immediately just to, you know, have my Trinket for every blind, but what that did is it allowed them to use their Vendettas on me, and it was kind of like it's kind of like Trinketing without even thinking about it, which is not good. But blind is really strong. I get it if you get scared, but I'm telling you, your DPS has to survive on their own without you trinketing unless they Vendetta. So what you're gonna see again here is that you're gonna see the rogue open up with the blind. They do a really weird opener, you're gonna see, but the rogue opens up with the blind, and they don't even open up onto my Windwalker until, you know, 3 seconds of the blind have gone past. So they're kind of like wasting a little bit of time. There's the rogue. Rogue should have been able to get a sap on me. I don't know why he wasn't, but I ended up getting him out. The rogue, you know, kind of looks like he panics a little bit. My idea, if he blinds me like that, it's kind of like a blind just trying to get my trinket out of the way. They're trying to force it, and they could possibly go me again. So since there is blind, I'm going to be looking for Vendetta, waiting for that Vendetta. No Vendetta. The rogue is rooted. Boom. So we actually, with like, you know, 6 seconds of that whole blind, pretty much wasted by them. The rogue couldn't, you know, contact onto my Windwalker. They couldn't connect to him because my Warlock rooted him. So now, since that my Warlock did roots, he should be going for spam fears, but he is bashed. Someone could potentially trinket here because it does get a little bit scary. So maybe my Warlock could trinket to spam fears. you know, just to save me my trinket, or my Windwalker could trinket. But if my Windwalker trinkets, they're showing themselves that he is a kill target. If he trinkets, they could just do another kidney smoke bomb and get a kill. So it's very scary. But you're gonna want to have to sit this. Like, I know it's like you wanna trinket this. Believe me, I know you want to trinket this, but you should not trinket it. As you can see, the Resto Druid opens up. He's gonna go ahead and try to get a full clone on me, which he's gonna be able to do a DR clone actually because of blind. Excuse me. He's gonna come with a War Stomp. I totally disagree with their opener, to be honest with you. I think that the Resto Druid should have probably bashed me, Cyclone, their Warlock, my Warlock, and that opener would have been a little bit better. He's going for a Hibernate. I went Invisi. Again, I do not want to pop Overgrowth right here. Even though I'm not running, I would not want to pop it. I know you want to pop it because you have no HOTS. You probably might panic, but the best thing you can do is not panic and pop cooldowns when you shouldn't have to pop them, because you're going to need it a little bit later on. So as you can see, they're playing a really aggressive spot. This is going to be our turn to go because we did survive their go. It's going to be our turn already. We got Trinket from the Mage. Mage did his cooldown. Their Rogue still has Vendetta. And so we're looking pretty good. Like, I still have my Trinket. The Mage popped his damage. We only have to worry about the Rogue's damage now. So this is going to be our go. They use their Maledict. I end up dispelling it. Again, I'm popping as many HOTS as I can onto my target. You're going to see me. You want to try to get away from the enemy team as much as possible to not eat any CC. You're going to see me going for the bash. I get a bash onto the Druid. I'm trying to force a trinket. We get Iron Bark onto the Mage. Once I get a bash on this Druid, you're going to see me immediately go this way because I want to make some range. As a Resto Druid, you want to play as defensive as possible and make it as hard as possible for them to get CC on you. Does that make sense? If you are running Cyclone, which you can get away with running Cyclone, the time you want to go in for Cyclones normally is once they do their setup already. So you're already DR'd on Cyclone and, you know, Poly, so you don't have to worry about that. That's when you want to do it, but it can be very scary again because you do get locked out. You could cause a loss for your team just because you wanted to get an ace clone when it wasn't really necessarily needed. So again, we're getting some decent amount of cooldowns. We get Iron Bark, we get Trinket from the Resto Druid. That's huge. We do a Maledict into the Mage, and my Windwalker is in a smoke bomb. Their Rogue pretty much threw that smoke bomb without you know, I don't think it was a very good smoke bomb because like he did kidney my Windwalker, but he ended up trinketing immediately. Things, yeah, they made some mistakes, but that's pretty much the idea. The first part of this whole game that was pretty much ideal. This is the reason why I'm showing you this game, is so I can talk you through of how to deal with RMP and stuff like that. And I feel like that's the most important thing. It's not necessarily what they did or how long this went by. All I wanted you guys to see was just the first part of, you know, them blinding, them killing them getting Vendetta, stuff to look out for as a Resto Druid. So I hope I opened your eyes a little bit and I explained it well enough so that you guys are able to push rating yourself and be able to beat those RMPs, because there's a lot of times you will struggle against RMPs, and like there's some really good RMPs out there where it seems like their synergy is so down that you can't even play the game, and it's very scary all the time. You got to remember, you got to stick to the basics of saving your Overgrowth for the Kleptos. You got to save your Trinket for the Vendetta blind. You don't want to just Trinket the blind. You got to trust your teammates. If your teammates die without using a single cooldown, without you like without him even vendettaing, that's their fault. That's not on you. That is their fault. You shouldn't have to trinket a blind with no go just from the Frost Mage. You know what I mean? It's like you're putting yourself behind on cooldowns if you do that. Oh yeah, let me show the rating, because people for some reason look at rating all the time. Rating's not a good thing to go off of and to see if someone's good, because I've seen like 3K players that are not the best players. I've seen even 2700 players that are like amazing players. You don't want to go off of if someone's bad. Like that's one of the, this is kind of a rant, but one of the biggest problems with WoW is people, like when they want to talk some poop, talk some crap about people, they just bring up experience. They don't actually bring up gameplay and talk about, you know, what you did wrong. Because even if someone's talking trash to you and they actually give you some criticism of what you did wrong, that actually can help, and I think that can make you a better player. But again, sadly within WoW, people instead of actually looking at you as a player, a individual on how good you actually are, so meaning they have to understand your class to be able to judge if you're a good player or not, they don't do that. They just, you know, judge you upon your experience and stuff like that. And I think that's a pretty big misplay. Anyways, guys, again, go check out my Twitch channel. I'm streaming every single day. Hope to see you guys there.